My name is Robert Sopuck, and I'm a biologist, retired member of Parliament, and author. I live with my wife Caroline on the south side of Riding Mountain National Park in western Manitoba. In this series, I'm going to share my way of life with you, a life that is simple, wonderful, and profound. This is a life outdoors. Summer is here, and Caroline and I are busy maintaining the garden to ensure a bountiful fall harvest. Well, it looks like we've got a pretty good garden this year, eh, Caroline?
Yeah.
This is it's a far cry from what it looked like in spring before we planted anything. And I guess we'd call ourselves extensive gardeners as opposed to intensive gardeners. We use a lot of land because we have a lot of land. This is really great gardening soil. And so we have a wide variety of vegetables that we grow, and not everything is perfect every year. That's why you want a variety. What do we have in front of us there?
There's some Swiss chard, and we got some butternut squash. My tomatoes are kind of looking a little dodgy this year. For some reason I don't understand, because we've had quite hot weather. But everything's late this year. Lots of flowers, so we'll see. And some lettuce here. And yeah, peppers. The peppers are looking pretty good.
Yeah, we got some hot peppers too, eh?
Yep.
We got two kinds of cucumbers. These are called straight eights, and these are called cool wave. And the cool wave are very good for pickling, and the straight eights are super prolific. These are our beets, obviously, one of the most nutritious vegetables going. We plant them really, really thick, and we want them thin. And the act of thinning means you're pulling these young beets out, and they are absolutely delicious. So you're thinning the beets and getting a terrific early garden green. So I just yank them out, and there's some baby beets right there. Just ideal for steaming. What we like to do, since the new potatoes, they're called new potatoes for a reason, because they're the first ones. We like to rob existing plants of individual potatoes, because when you steam fresh potatoes, the taste is absolutely out of this world. So let's see if we can find something here. Oh, there we go. There's a potato. So without killing the plant, you cover it back up a bit, and you got your new potato. These are the red potatoes you see in the stores, and they're absolutely delicious. So let's see if we can get something out of this one here. Got to be a little careful. You don't want to. Look in there, Caroline. Is there one there? Yeah. Another one. Yeah. So you don't want to take too much from one plant. Okay, let's try it. I kind of look for the cracks in the soil, and that tells me there might be a potato underneath there. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Ooh, nice one. We thin some of the vegetables, especially beets and carrots, to make room for the remaining plants to grow larger. Larger beets and carrots store much better than tiny ones, but the small vegetables we pick don't go to waste, and they provide delicious summer eating, either steamed or in summer soups. And by this time, the raspberries are coming on and provide a sweet treat to accompany our summer vegetables.
I'm going to try and get enough here to make a pie.
Yeah, for sure. Raspberry pie tonight.
You bet. Nothing like fresh raspberry pie.
Even the dog likes it. Look at
Oh,
Chase.
Chasey.
That's okay.
He
We have
has
so many
some
raspberries
too.
here that and
He has to have some.
he only picks the tastiest ones. Chase.
Everything's later this year.
But the crop's good. It's always
Yep.
good. In fact, we can't pick them fast enough. And usually we've done picking, and then there's two red rows along each of these rows of fallen raspberries that just fall down, and we let the bears eat them. We treasure our constant interaction with wildlife and are very gratified that our habitat conservation efforts ensure a wide diversity of wildlife, such as this yearling bear. Caroline and I keep our distance as this young bear meanders through our field, eventually melting away into the forest. The long, hot days of summer provide plenty of opportunity for us to be on the land, experiencing some of the best a life outdoors has to offer. Our activities are dictated by the seasons, and the summer's heat creates the conditions for a productive garden. The work we put in now will ensure plenty of vegetables for the coming winter. The trails we have on our farm, one of our greatest treasures, but a lot of trail maintenance is required. Trees fall over the trails in windstorms, and most importantly, if you didn't mow the trails and maintain them, they would grow up with shrubs, primarily poplar and hazel, because as someone says, nature abhors a vacuum, and there's a nice big space going through the forest, and nature wants to fill it in. So what we're doing with trail maintenance is setting the forest succession back on the trail. And the purpose of the trails is twofold. One is to provide a different kind of plant community for wildlife, and also to walk and hunt on. And so I use my trails all the time for recreational walking and hiking, and Caroline as well, but in the fall, these are my very favorite hunting trails. Chase and I walk along these trails. He goes into the bush along the trails and flushes grouse if we happen to see a bird, or if he detects the bird. And the reason that there's grouse around the trails, to go back to managing the vegetation, is that by mowing it, you keep it in a young forest state, as it's called. So I want to keep the ground on the trail young, the plant community, I mean, young. Pull! Summer is a time to prepare for the fall hunting season. We sharpen up our eye with some clay pigeon shooting in the yard. This practice will pay dividends when the upland bird and waterfowl seasons begin in September. Summer is also the time to hone Chase's skills. Although he is well trained, much like any athlete, these training sessions are good exercise and provide a refresher course for Chase after the long winter and spring. Whoa! Besides, Chase likes training almost as much as hunting. He just lives for this. So let's get into a bit of tall grass here. Give him a bit of a challenge. It's in the air. Back. Back. Here, Chase, come here. Attaboy. There is a very profound and deep connection between a hunting dog and the hunter. One wag pointed out that a dog's nose is a hunter's eyes, in that these things have phenomenal noses and can find birds and flush birds. Back! Now, what I'll do here, on top of that, I can't think of a better word than to describe some of Chase's retrieves as heroic, as he swims for 200 meters to pick up a wounded bird, and the bird is very much alive and hard to get. So you develop such a feeling of gratitude and affection for your
Chase.
dog. Why that's important is he has to go for the one. Back. Chase, Chase. Back. Good dog. You got them both. See, what I want to do there, Caroline, is simulate a second bird coming down. And while he's got a bird in his mouth, another bird comes down. And what he has to do is mark that bird that is down, and bring to me the one that's already in his mouth, and then go and get that second bird.
Yes.
Because a lot of times when you duck hunt, more than one bird comes down. Both he and I have hunted together for quite a while, and we know each other's behaviors to a T. So if we're hunting grouse, for example, he smells a rough grouse, he goes what we call in the trade birdie. All of a sudden he stiffens up, his nose is on the ground, he starts to kind of worm his way back and forth, and that's when you get ready. So there's a very strong communication between the hunter and his or her hunting dog. Now the other thing is too, what I also have, I whistle trained Chase, which is very important. So a few toots on the whistle, and here he comes. Come on, Chase, come on. Come on, attaboy, attaboy, attaboy. Plus, you know, when a dog like this is a family dog and is super good with the grandkids, it just makes the experience of having a dog all the better. So, yeah, Chase is a pretty important part of our family, and I'm so very fortunate to be able to hunt with this magnificent animal, and very much enjoy his company. After a long day of work, it is important for Chase to have a bit of fun. We stopped by one of the many lakes in the Parkland region for Chase to take a quick dip while practicing water retrieves. He is a great companion, and sharing a day like today with him is one of the many reasons I cherish all aspects of a life outdoors.